of species in the particular area. Okay, so quadrat, please make a note of it in your books. Quadrat is a method. Quadrat is a method used to determine the frequency. Quadrat is a method used to determine the frequency, density, coverage.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Abundance.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Before starting the class, can you give a guidance on how do we have to prepare any practical file, or what do we have to do along, like, when you are teaching?
See, when I am teaching, please have an observation notebook with you. You should have one copy of notebook with you, and your stationery should be there. So whatever I am teaching, there should be a running note happening there, which means you'll be writing whatever is told to you. If I am repeating the statement more than once, then that particular statement is a compulsory, important statement for you. Clear?
Okay, and that
Okay,
has to be
and then when
submitted.
you are recording, apart from that observation notebook, you should have a record book. Science students means you must be knowing what exactly is a record book. A record book should be there where you will be writing the experiments given in the manual, recording the readings, and that will be a proper protocol for you. Right now, please have a running notes in front of you so that whatever I am teaching will be taken down in that particular notebook.
Excuse
After
me,
which,
ma'am.
yes,
Good morning. Sorry to disturb in between. Actually, I have a doubt whether this class is only about induction of the practical classes, how it goes, or actually we are entering into the practical classes number 1, 2, like that. And one more doubt is you have informed that we have to attend the practical class in the college itself. So I
yeah.
am doubtful whether can I attend online or do I need to visit the college
You
for
have to
regional
visit the
center.
college. As per my knowledge, practical should be done by your physically being present here.
Okay, ma'am. Now, how long will it go, class? Today's class?
Today's class will be for 2 sessions. The morning session is for 1.5 hours. The afternoon session is for 1.5 hours.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, for
Yes.
Madam, 1 minute, madam. I'm Hema Malini here from Regional Center. Okay, madam.
Yes,
Uh,
sir. Yes,
madam.
ma'am.
Yeah, good morning, madam. Good morning to
Good
you
morning,
all.
ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. See, students, this is the alternative arrangements we have made because so many students are from outside. They requested at least this week. We have made it online. Madam is directly taking the practical classes. It is also considered as practical class only. Please remember. And whatever madam has okay told you now, okay, keep the record book and all. You just do whatever the instructions given by the madam. Then next week, Saturday, all have to visit the college only because all of you know that practical classes, attending face-to-face classes are mandatory, and the online classes will be very difficult for the practical classes because madam is adjusting herself. Okay, so we have convinced the center because so many students are from outside and they may not be able to attend this week, so we have made this arrangement. Kindly cooperate, and this week you adjust, and whatever madam is telling, please make a note of it. Then next week all of you have to come to the center Saturday morning. You will have to attend the classes face to face only, and Saturday Sundays madam will give all the instruction. When you meet, okay, madam, face to face, you will come to know what are the activities you will have to do, what are the records you have to keep, all these things. This is only the alternative arrangement. Okay, we have very shortly organized this meeting, and then madam has kindly agreed to be the academic counselor, and madam has prepared this. Please cooperate with us because there are 3 practicals have to be completed. Okay, so many students have already completed the theory and other components, so we have made this arrangement in a very short notice. Kindly cooperate. Then next week when you attend classes face to face, We will give all the instruction. Maybe I will be there in the center Saturday. Okay. Thank you very much. Kindly cooperate now. Then we will
Madam,
discuss
small
everything,
submission. Madam,
everything
small
in detail.
submission.
Yeah, everything in
Yeah,
detail.
yeah.
Next Saturday, we will discuss everything in detail and all the classes, whatever the attendance is compulsory and all. Today's attendance also will be counted. And today, as
Yeah, madam,
madam
small
has
submission,
already,
madam. Small submission. I am from Andhra Pradesh. Actually, I
yeah,
am very long from the regional center that is there in Bangalore. So
sir,
adjust that regional center for attending that face-to-face practical examinations? Hello.
hello. Yeah, I hope I am audible. So in the mail only, I have given
Yeah,
the
madam. That is
option
only I am
that if
saying.
you are nearby
I
any of the regional center, 1 minute, if you are nearby
okay.
any of the regional centers, if they are doing face-to-face practical sessions, you can go and join the, okay, those regional center, you will have to take the regional center transfer.
Okay, madam.
Okay,
Okay.
because we have also asked for the option, whole online practical classes, but our Delhi headquarters, they didn't agree for that. Only for this week, we have taken permission because we have to give some introduction and to have start the classes. Okay. So, if you are, some of them are from Bhubaneswar, Delhi and all, we have advised all of them, they can take the regional center transfer and attend the counseling there. If the counseling is already started, you can go request them and then send the request to us so that we will transfer you to that particular regional center. Otherwise, make it convenient to attend these online classes. At least next week, come to the center. Then we will explain how to do some arrangements to complete the practical classes. Okay, sir.
Okay, madam.
Excuse
Okay,
me.
thank you.
There are
Excuse me,
many
ma'am.
students from outside because this is the only regional center say offering this MSc environmental studies in the south. I think this is the problem, and but we cannot do any other arrangements. You will have to attend face-to-face counseling. That least at least minimum. We will discuss next week. Please come to the center.
Ma'am,
Excuse me,
at
ma'am.
what time should we reach the center?
9:30, madam. I'll send another email. Okay, please wait. Now, let madam continue the classes. Please don't waste the time. Sorry, madam. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, madam. Today, please give them the instruction and tomorrow classes also, please tell them what time to join, madam. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much. Continue, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. I hope all the doubts are cleared now. Let us not interrupt during the class. Whatever details has to be given will be given at the end of the session. But afternoon session details will also be given. Tomorrow's session details will also be given. So right now, I request you all to have a copy notebook in front of you. The stationery should be there present with you so that whenever, whatever I am teaching should be put up in that book that is called as observation book. Okay, for science practicals, we'll be having two books. One is called as observation book, the other is called as record book. Both the books are mandatory. So right now, keep a notebook in front of you. That notebook should be a separate notebook. Do not mix that notebook with any other subjects. It should be only for my subject. And I'm sorry, I am very much strict in all these matters. I want a proper observation book, which you are taking down right now. This is experiment number 1 of your environmental science practical botany. I hope the doubt is cleared now. The rest will be told at the end of the session or in the end of the afternoon session. Okay, so I'm starting the experiment, that is experiment number 1. The name of the experiment is determination of a minimum size of a quadrat. Determination of a minimum size of a quadrat by species area curve method. Here in this particular experiment, we are only determining the size of the quadrat. We are not doing anything else. It's only the size we are determining of what? Of quadrat. So I am very much sure none of you know the meaning of quadrat. Quadrat is nothing but a method. Quadrat is a method which is used to determine the density, frequency, abundance, and coverage of species in that study field. So, for example, I have to go to a field. Let us visit a field. Okay, just think we are visiting a very huge field. In a huge field, there are wide variety of offsprings, wide variety of organisms being present. The organism mean to say there are botanical organisms, that is flora, as well as this biological organisms, that is fauna. Both the organisms will be present in that particular field. Now, my determination is to take the size of the field wherein I am having only the flora. I am not considering the fauna. Okay, my aim of the experiment is to determine the size of the field, number of species of flora present in that field. How many species are there? How many type of species are there? Being a plant vegetation only, in a plant vegetation only, we are determining the type of species. How many different type of species are present in that particular field? I am again explaining you with a drawing. I hope this particular definition is written by you in your copy notebook. If it is not, please write. Quadrat is a method to determine the frequency, density, coverage, and abundance of species in that study area. If it is done, I am erasing so that I can explain you with an example. Okay, now I am erasing the statement so that I can give you the example on the board. Now, for example, we are going to a field. This is a field. We are visiting one field. In one of the villages, we'll go to a field and we have to see how many different species are present in that particular field. Now, the field is of hundreds meters. No, it's a very large, very big field it is. Now, I have to know there are millions of different species being present. I cannot cover all those millions of species just by looking at them. There will be some species which are repeated 100 times in that particular field. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to create a quadrat. How can I create a quadrat? A quadrat has three different shapes. A quadrat can be a circular quadrat, a quadrat can be a rectangular quadrat, or a quadrat can be a square quadrat. Okay, I have to create a quadrat. A quadrat can be a circular quadrat, a quadrat can be a square quadrat, or a quadrat can be a rectangular quadrat. In three types, in three shapes, I can create a quadrat. Now, right now, I am creating a square quadrat. How will I create a square quadrat? Okay. So, I'll go to a field. This is my field present. I'll take a nail and somewhere I'll point it. This is a place where I am pointing the nail. Okay. I'll point this. From here, I am taking a 100 into 100 square centimeter area. Here, so from here when I take 100 into 100 square centimeter area, I take 100 as an x-axis and 100 as a y-axis area. Clear? Now I am taking 100 as x-axis area and 100 as y-axis area. Now in this 100, I'll be measuring 10 into 10, 20 into 20 because in that particular distance only, I want to know the number of species. This is the designing of quadrat what I am teaching you. Clear? So now from this particular point where I started my vegetation or my designing of quadrat, I will be moving 10 centimeters on the y-axis and 10 centimeters on the x-axis. Okay? So in this particular region, that is into 10 into 10 region, how many species are present? For example, I have two different species. We don't know the name of the species also. For instance, we'll tell so many plants are there. We need to read the taxonomical nature, the taxonomic study only to know the plants. So what we'll do, we don't know the names. Okay. So here what we'll do is we'll give them some symbolic names. For instance, we are giving some symbolic names for the species of plant. Okay. For example, in this 10 into 10 area, 10 into 10 area, out of 100 into 100, 10 into 10 area, I have got two different species and I don't know the names of those two different species. So what I'll do is, I'll give some symbolical name for those two species, okay? Let us consider those species as A and let us consider those species as A and B. So in this particular area, I have got two different species of plant, two different species of fauna. Clear? So this is one quadrant I have created. Now next, from the same point, I'll be moving to 20 into 20, 20 into 20 centimeter of area. So in this 20 into 20 centimeter of area, again I'll be having A, B, C, D. So I have four different species, A, B, C, D. A, B is already present into 10 into 10. So I will cancel out A and B. I have two new species, that is C and D. So together, how many species do I have in 20 into 20 area? Can anybody tell?
Four, madam. Four.
Four species, very different species I have. Likewise, I will continue to draw my quadrat until I will get constant species. So there is no need to cover the complete 100 into 100 square area. Somewhere at 40 into 40, 50 into 40, I'll be getting the same type of species. Once when I get the same type of species, I'll stop my quadrat and then I will plot a graph. Okay, so this is how quadrats are created. For example, I take 30 into 30 and I have got CDE. So CD is already repeated. So I scratch out and I'll consider E, which means right now I have 5 species. Then I take 40 into 40, I have the same E. 50 into 50, I have the same E. So I have how many? Now 5 species and the same E is going constantly for 3 different regions. That is 30 into 30, 40 into 40, 50 into 50. I have a constant species reading. Henceforth, I will stop my recordings and go for a constant count. This is how we are determining the size of the particular area to study the species of flora present in that area. Clear? So this is called as quadrat. So I told you the definition of quadrat. What is the quadrat? It is the method for recording the abundance, frequency, density, and coverage of species in that particular area. That is the definition for quadrat. How many types of quadrat will be there? 3 types of quadrat will be there. One is the rectangular shaped quadrat, square shaped quadrat, and circular quadrat. 3 types of quadrat are there. Now, where are we using this quadrat? Quadrats are used in fields. A very large field is there. So we are using quadrats to study species in those fields. Now, there will be a question in your mind. Is 100 into 100 square quadrat enough to study a larger field? No, you are using the same quadrat multiple times in that field and then you will collect the data. So we know what is quadrat, types of quadrat, where are we studying quadrat? So what, how, and where? 3 things we study. Now, third one is, why are we studying? Why are we studying? I already told you in the definition. We are studying the quadrat to record the number of species present in that particular quadrat. There are a wide variety of species present. You know, in terms of flora, in terms of fauna, millions and millions of organisms are there. And we don't know how many organisms are spread out high. The main reason is to know the biodiversity. How is the biodiversity present? How are these species taking advantage of each other? How many of them are present in abundance and how many of them are present in less percentage? The main aim to study quadrat is this only, to know the abundance, the frequency, the percentage of species present in that particular area. Now, I hope that the definition of quadrat, the meaning of quadrat is clear. If it is not, please raise your hand or ask a question regarding that so that I can repeat it again. You have time of 3 minutes.
Ma'am, excuse
Yes?
me, ma'am. When we take a quadrat, we only consider one thing, either fauna or flora, right? or
Yeah.
we will take everything together, or we will make a different quadrant, one quadrant for flora, one quadrant for organism, one quadrant for fauna, then we will study. So how we will take it?
See, here, see, what I mean to say is, let us not complicate our experiment. If I take flora and fauna together, then I only will get confused. I'll go wrong in my calculation. I'll go wrong in my frequency. For an instance, in one particular quadrant, my flora is in higher frequency, and then again I'll see fauna in higher frequency. Then plotting a graph is very difficult for you. If that is happening, well and good. So let us keep it very simple. Let's not make it complicated. When we are very much pro at it, then we'll go it together. There is no doubt in doing it together. You can do fauna and flora together also. But since we are starting it, let's not make it so very complicated. We'll go only with one thing. Let us consider either flora first or fauna first. So to study the initial type of quadrant, flora is very important, because sometimes the organism can shift their, what you say, the region 10 into 10, to they might be again seen in 20. Some will go in very less frequency. So you cannot depend on those organisms. But plant kingdoms, plant organisms are different. They are still organisms. They are not motile organisms. So plant organisms will definitely be there in that particular region, how many ever times you do. Okay, so one thing is clear. Let us not make it complicated. So first we'll try doing it for flora, and then we'll do it fauna together separately. Once when we know very well, then we can join them together, and there is no harm in doing that. Second, the question that was asked was, in the bigger field, how many times will you keep the quadrant? I hope this was the question asked. See, you have to cover the complete field. So every time the minimum size required is 100 into 100 square quadrant. So every time you keep 100 into 100 square quadrant, until you cover the complete field and get to know how many types of species are present, so many types you can repeat the quadrant experiment. Okay, so if you are interested to complete the complete field, if you're very much interested in covering the complete field, then do it for the complete field. If you are seeing that, and like for example, there are 10 quadrants kept, and in 7 quadrants you have the same type of organism, then there is no need to go with the other 3 types of quadrants, because it is the same organism with higher abundance and frequency present. Anything else?
Thank you, ma'am.
So now the definition of quadrant. How are the quadrats present? Why are we studying the quadrant? And where are we studying the quadrant? These things are clear. Are they clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in this only I said you what can be the appropriate size of a quadrant. The appropriate simple minimum size of a quadrant will be 100 into
Ma'am, unable to hear you.
A quadrant is.
Can you repeat what you said, because in between it got disconnected?
Yeah. Please make a note. The appropriate size required to construct a quadrant is 100 into 100 square centimeters. Is 100 into 100 square centimeters. This is the appropriate minimum size. Okay, you can enlarge also, but appropriate is 100 into 100 square centimeters. The next question is there any need to cover the complete 100 into 100 quadrant? No, there is no need to cover. complete 100 into 100 quadrat. Okay, which means, for example, this is my 100 into 100. 100 into 100 quadrat. So is there need that I have to completely draw 100 into 100, 10 into 10, 20 into 20 till 100 into 100? No, there is no need as such. The moment you get constant species, you can stop your recording. Okay, so the question is there any need to record for complete 100 into 100 quadrat? Answer is no. And if the question is why, then the answer is the moment we get constant species in a quadrat, we can stop our recordings. We can stop our recordings. I request the students not to keep sending unwanted messages during the class. You can discuss that later. Whatever the study group, whatever extra things you want, that can be happening later. Please do not disturb during the class. You can talk to your whoever the authority is. Okay. Now let us start the designing of quadrat. Please design the quadrat using a scale, a pencil. Okay, do not use your pen. Please, this is your observation book. In biology, nothing should be drawn with pen. I hope this is at least known to you. Please use pencil and scale. Do not use pen because this is your observation book. So when you come and meet us here, I should not see any pen drawings in the book. So we are designing a quadrat right now. So this is a protocol you are making. Before going to the field, you are making a protocol. Clear? How and what has to be arranged. You are preparing yourself. All right. So this is how a quadrat should be drawn. Draw a L-shaped quadrat using your scale. A L-shaped quadrat should be drawn using your scale. Mark a point as 0 reading. On an L-shaped quadrat, you are marking a point as 0 reading. Okay, as 0 reading, that particular point is considered to be as a 0 reading. So please write a heading, designing of quadrat. Mention that. Write a heading, designing of quadrat. So from this 0 reading, we'll start measuring 10 centimeters. Okay. On the L diagram, L quadrat diagram, the vertical line, consider it to be as the y-axis, and the horizontal line, consider it to be as an x-axis. I'm repeating, vertical line is to be considered as y-axis, and the horizontal line is to be considered as an x-axis. And the point of start is called as 0 reading. And the point of start is called as 0 reading. This much is done. Is it
Yes,
done?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Next. Okay, next. From the 0 reading, keep your scale and take 10 centimeter. Okay. This is just a design for you. You write there 10 centimeter. It can be less than 10 also. But the first reading should be 10 centimeter. Okay, I am not measuring. I am just designing it. So from the zero reading, for example, your 10 centimeter comes here. This is 10 centimeter and here is 10 centimeter. Okay. So this particular area is 10 into 10. So with the dotted line, cover that area in your, that is 10 into 10 area. This particular area is 10 into 10 area. So 10 centimeter on a y-axis, 10 centimeter on x-axis. Cover that complete area using a dotted line and write as 10 into 10 area. Keep your scale on the same 0.0 reading and go for 20 into 20 area. So if I keep my scale here, this will be my 20 and this will be my 20 on x and y axis. Yeah. So I will cover this area using my dotted line as 20 into 20 area. into 20 area. Likewise, we go for 30 into 30. Into 40. 50 into 50. Please use your pencils, students. 60 into 60. Proper measurement should be there in the book. Please use your scale and pencil.
Ma'am, you have drawn up to 50?
Up to 60. I have drawn up to 60.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Can anybody tell me why did I stop at 60 and why didn't I go further?
Maybe you have got the same number of species appearing.
Yeah, good. So that is understood. Okay, so I have got the same number, constant species count I have got. So I have stopped at 60. So if you remember, we wrote a definition. There is no need to cover 100 into 100 square centimeter. So at 60 only we have got. So it's more than enough. Clear? So this is a quadrat design which you have drawn in the book. Clear? Now next. If this is done, shall we move on to the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what are the requirements needed? What are the things you require when you are going on the field? Okay. First thing is we require nails. Now, what is the need for the nails? Randomly, I am visiting a site, I am visiting a field, and I am nailing it over here as a zero reading. From here, I am starting my quadrat. So my nails are used to start and draw the quadrants. Here, first is I am pointing here. I take a nail and I point here. So this is my start point. I'll point a nail there. So I am putting it as a start point. So from there I will be measuring. Here, so nails are very much required. The moment I get 10 into 10, I am placing one nail here and one nail here. Okay, then I'll get 20 into 20, one nail here and one nail here. 30 into 30, one nail here and one nail here. So I am using nails, okay, to place my points. For the pointers, I am using nails. So first requirement I want when I visit this field is nails. Nails, N-A-I-L-S, nails. So first requirement to perform the experiment is nails. Second requirement, I want a measuring tape. Why is that I need a measuring tape?
To measure the size.
Measure the size. I want exactly 10 into 10. I want exactly 20 to 20. To measure the size, I want a measuring tape. So I'm using a measuring tape. So second requirement of the experiment is measuring tape. Third requirement of the experiment is thread. I want a thread. So why do I need a thread? I am placing two nails at 10 into 10. Okay, I am placing one nail at y-axis and one nail at x-axis. So just placing the nail will not work. Henceforth, I have to cover that area. To cover that particular dimension, I'll be using my thread. I'll tie the thread and I will cover it and keep. Okay, I might place one nail here also. So that with the help of my thread, I can tie that particular area and that could be considered as 10 into 10. Likewise, if I have to cover 50 into 50, one nail will be placed here, one nail will be placed here and one here. So this particular distance is 50 into 50 area. So to tie the dimensions, to cover the areas, I require thread. So I'll be using thread in my experiment. So the requirements done until now is nail, measuring tape and thread. Next requirement is I require a floral book. Okay, a flora book. Because as I said you in the beginning of the class, we will be not be knowing all the taxonomical names or all the types of plants present in that particular field. Okay, so if we know them, well and good. But if we don't know them, you should have a study book which will help you understand which particular plant is that, which particular plant is it, what is the use for it, how many types are there. So to study the flora, you require one flora study book. Clear? So that you don't get confused. So flora study book is required. If you don't have flora study book also, not a big deal. We'll at least use symbolic names for the plants present there. If we are using a flora study book, you don't have to use a register. If you are using a register, you don't have to use a flora study book. That is optional. Okay. But if you take a register and go, it's well and good, so that you collect the plant species, put into your register, name them as plant A, then come to your laboratory and study. For example, this is my register. I don't know one particular plant species. I'll open the first page of my register. I'll place one plant, that particular plant species, I'll name it as A. Then I'll turn, I'll place the plant B. Then I'll turn, I'll place the plant C. Likewise, I'll be collecting the plants and placing them in my register so that when I come back to my laboratory, with the help of Flora Digest, I can understand which particular species they were. Clear? So the other requirement is a Flora Digest, a register, and then you require your stationery. A stationery must is required. So that you have to write pens, pencils, all those things are required. So these are the requirements of the experiment. The requirements of the experiment is your nails, thread, measuring tape, Flora Digest, register and the stationery. So using these many apparatus or these many requirements only, we are performing the experiment. We are drawing a quadrant. Yeah. So understood till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you can use a hammer, if you want to use a hammer to put your nails, you write hammer also. Hammer is also required. Otherwise, if your nails are very sharp and then you can, like a pointers, you can put them on the soil, that is also well and good. Okay. Now, once I have got my quadrat, I am again designing the quadrat for you again. Now I have to know the type of species. So again I am repeating this. The last time when I repeated it was just a brief of it, not in detail. I am repeating it. So 10 into 10. In 10 into 10 species, in 10 into 10 quadrat or square area, I have got 2 species and I don't know the names of it. Okay, let us not go with the flora digest. We'll come back to the laboratory and we'll do it in a very good manner, in a neat and clean manner without any disturbance, because there when we are performing, we'll have so much of disturbance, we're in a hurry, so we might go wrong also. So let us not do that, all those things which will hamper our experiment. Henceforth, we'll go, give a symbolic name for the plant, come back to the lab and we'll perform the experiment. Clear? So now in the 10 into 10 species, for example, I have got, in 10 into 10 quadrat, I have got 2 different species and I am giving them the name as A and B. 2 symbolic names, symbolic name A and symbolic name B. Okay, you can mention in your design. In 20 into 20 species, I have got 3 organisms, 3 flora. One flora is similar to B, or one flora is B. Then the other 2 flora is C and D. This is it, 20 into 20. In 30 into 30,
Ma'am, can you please repeat what is in 20 into 20?
20 into 20 square which you have drawn in your quadrat. Just now we designed the quadrat of 100 into 100 square centimeter. In that, in the 20 into 20 area, I have got 3 organisms. One organism is B and the other 2 organisms are new organisms. So I am giving them name as C and D. Now in 30 into 30 square area, out of 100 square area, I am getting 3 more organisms and all the 3 organisms are new organisms. So I am naming them as E, F, G. Then I have 40 into 40 area. In 40 into 40 area, I have 2 organisms, for example, and one organism is similar, that is like organism is G and the other is H. So 50 into 50, I have H only. 60 into 60 also, I see only H. So in 3 quadrats, I am only seeing HH present. Is this done, students?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am, no.
Okay, if it is not, please finish it. Okay. So now, how many types of species have you got, students? You can count. I have A, B,
8 only.
8.
8.
8
Okay, so
only.
1,
A to
2,
J, A to
3,
H.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have got 8 different species In how many quadrats? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quadrats. In 6 quadrats of 100 into 100 square quadrat, you have got 8 different species. Clear? Now, draw a tabular column. Okay? Draw a tabular column. How will you draw a tabular column? I erase this. Shall I erase this, students?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
madam. Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Now I'm drawing a tabular column. So let us draw a tabular column. Okay. So first column will be a serial number. Okay. Second is quadrat.
Quadrat identified. Hmm.
And third is species. Okay. So in first 10 into 10.
Ma'am, what is second?
Quadrat. Quadrat. 100 into 100 square.
Serial number, quadrats, and one more, madam. What is the last one?
Species.
Last
Species.
column. Species identified.
So, ma'am, second column is size of quadrant.
Yeah, size of quadrat. Correct.
Species identified, madam, or number of species?
Species identified.
Achha.
Or number of species also you can write in that particular area. So in 10 into 10, 20 into 20, 40 into 30, 40 into 40, 50 into 50, 60 into 60. So these many quadrat size we have taken. So in 10 into 10, how many species you got, students?
2 species A and B.
2 species you got in 10 into 10. Okay. In 20 into 20, how many you got?
3.
3. Actually, that is 2. 2 new.
2 because B is
C
repeated.
and D is, yeah, B is repeated.
So you have only 2 in
Two
20
only.
into
Again
10.
two.
So 2. Next 30 into 30, exclude the repeated one.
3.
3 you got. Okay. 40 into 40,
1.
1.
1. 50 into 50,
No.
0.
Nothing.
Zero because it was repeated.
1, ma'am.
1. That is H only was repeated, I guess.
Yes, ma'am. H is repeated.
So 1 and 60 into 60 also 1. Clear? This is your tabular column.
Ma'am, but H is a repetition, right? Can we consider it as one?
Repetition, because you are going for a constant reading.
Okay.
Okay, repetition. One species only you have got.
Ma'am, can't we consider it as 0 instead of 1
No.
because H is
Please mute
repeating in
yourself.
30?
Somebody has unmute. I'll explain you how. Okay. Now see, why is that we are not considering it as 0 is because 40 into 40 is different quadrat. 50 into 50 is different quadrat. 60 into 60 is different quadrat. Okay. Here also if we take 20 into 20, if we take B, B is repeated one. Alright. Now what is happening is it is repeated in different quadrat. 1. Second, okay, if we consider also, we take 3 different species. 2 new species we got and 1 repeated species we got. Alright. So if we take the reading will go same. We have to, while plotting the graph, we have to add. I'll explain you how while plotting the graph. So this constant reading you have got. So much is done.
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I erase this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we are taking a graph. This is again a random graph. You will be doing in a proper graph sheet and you will be pasting the graph sheet near the experiment or on the experiment in your record books. So in a graph sheet, please make a graph design, write a graph sheet and then take a small design there only using a pencil and scale. So in a graph sheet also we have a y-axis and an x-axis. Okay. So I have a y-axis and an x-axis. So on your horizontal line x-axis, we will be writing area square centimeter. So here we will be writing area square centimeter, which means on x-axis you will be writing the area. And on y-axis you will be writing the number of species. On y-axis we are writing number of species. On y-axis you will be mentioning number of species. On x-axis you are writing area square centimeter. Proper scale has to be taken on the graph sheet, students. You are MSc students, you know very well. So every 1 centimeter, 1 area. So 1 area is 10 by 10. Sorry, 10 into 10. Then you have 20 into 20. Then you have 30 into 30. 40 into 40. 50 into 50. 60 into 60. Mention one extra, 70 into 70. So you are writing the area on the horizontal line. That is 10 into 10, 20 into 20, 30 into 30, 40 into 40, 50 into 50, 60 into 60. 1 centimeter. Okay. The number of species we are writing over here at the scale of even numbers. We will write 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Number of species we are writing here.
Please, number of species, can you repeat it?
2, write in even numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So there are also centimeter box. 1 centimeter you have to take for every number.
Can we write the scale on the graph, madam? That y-axis, each
Yes,
each
you
1
have to write.
centimeter
You have
equal
to
to
write,
2
sir.
numbers.
You have to write.
Yeah.
Now let us plot the graph using the tabular column. At 10 into 10, how many species we had?
2 species.
Two species. So 10 into 10, we had 2 species. So my point comes here. Okay, on 10 into 10, I had 2 species. My point comes here. So 20 into 20, how many species I had? One repeated one, the other are 2 new. So 3 species we had. One repeated species and the other are 2 new species we had. So total we had 3. Correct?
Yes. Yes, yes. Yes, ma'am.
Let us take the meaning from here. Example, on 20 into 20, this is my 3. Got it? Now one more thing you have to keep here in mind. So at 20 into 20, we had 2 new and 1 repeated one. Okay? So when I am taking this complete area, how many in total do I have?
7.
No?
4.
5 we
4.
have.
4.
4,
5.
ma'am.
3 plus 2. In 10 into 10, I have 2. In 20 into 20, I have 3. So if I take this complete quadrat of 20 into 20, I have 5 species, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
So
5 only, madam. Yes.
in the instead of 3 point, you will draw it at 5th point. Between 4 and 6, you are drawing the point. Got it? This is how you are supposed to draw.
But
Ma'am, we
the
have got
repeated
EFG,
species.
no? In the
See,
third
repeated
quadrant.
species, when we are writing the tabular column, we will remove the repeated species. But when you are considering a quadrat, in total, how many you have in that particular centimeter?
5.
Okay.
So
Okay.
cumulative, madam. Total cumulative, every quadrat.
Sorry?
A cumulative total numbers of a species, right, madam?
Yeah, total number of species.
Okay.
Ma'am, if it is in 3 into 3, EFG also is there, no, ma'am?
3 into 3 EFG is there. So how many in total you will have? 30 into 30.
ABCD is there already in 10 to 10 and also in 20.
So 3 only, madam. EFG only.
Total
Nothing
8 we are
excluded.
having.
ABCD
8.
is there in 10 and 20.
2 plus 3 plus 3. 8 we are having.
See, listen, students. Here you have 2.
Correct, ma'am.
Okay. Here you have 5. You have increased your species number.
But in 20 into 20 also we have C and D, no, ma'am, extra.
That's what we are taking 3 no. 5 plus 2. 3 plus 2 we are considering. So we are locating on 5.
Ma'am,
So
overall
in
in that
20
20 by
quadrant,
20,
into
we
10.
have 8.
ma'am, in overall in that quadrant, A also is there, B also is there, C also is there, D also is there, like that till G we have.
Okay, listen, wait. I'm telling again. See, in A and B, in 10 into 10, you had 2 species, correct? A and B.
Okay, ma'am.
So you kept your point at 2, a 10 into 10.
Okay.
In 20 into 20, you have 3 species.
Okay, ma'am. B, C,
One is
D.
B, C, and D.
Huh.
Okay, so total you have 3.
No, overall 4, no, ma'am. A, B, C, D.
Oh, yeah, 4 more, correct. So B we are excluding, no?
Yeah,
So yeah, 4.
4.
So at 20 to 20, you have 4, correct? Total 4.
Okay, ma'am.
So 30 into 30, how many you have?
E, F, G also is there, no, ma'am.
So how many together you have?
7, ma'am.
7, ma'am. 7.
1.
Yeah, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
40 into 40?
7,
8,
ma'am.
ma'am.
7. So you have 50 into 50?
8
8.
it is.
Yeah,
Eight,
it's
eight,
8.
eight.
Please 8,
8
ma'am.
for what? 40 into 40, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. 8.
8, ma'am. Yes.
50 into 50?
8.
8.
8 only. 8.
60 into 60?
8.
8. Got it like this?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Now when you draw the graph, please start from here. Start drawing the graph. There is increase in the PC and then there is a constant. So your graph should look like this. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
So we have started the graph. We see increase in the number of species and then we came to a point where the species are constant. So in this particular 100 into 100 square centimeter, we have got constant number of same number of species multiple times, which means it will tell that the frequency of H is more in that quadrant. Density of H is more in that quadrant. Okay, coverage of H is only more in that particular quadrant. Clear?
Okay.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am, but H, you're telling density of H is more because it make the constant, but ma'am, there is chances maybe AB is repeating also. Then how can we know this?
That's what. If AB is repeating, again you have to, you are excluding the AB. No, you are already having AB here. See, how is the density more? The growth of the particular plantation is more than.
No, that I
AB's growth is
understood,
less.
ma'am. Ma'am,
See,
but
when we go for the field, somewhere we'll be having small amount of AB. In that particular area, we'll have too much of one particular plant. Depending on the growth, constant. See, if AB is more, then H would not be constant for us.
So, ma'am,
Okay, here only we have got constant.
So, ma'am, that means which make the species constant. Suppose H species make the graph constant, that would be more.
More frequency of that particular species more.
Okay.
Abundance is more.
Okay.
Okay, the population. Okay, let me not tell frequency, abundance. Population of that species more in that particular area.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, understood.
Yeah. So this is how your quadrant and a graph designing is done. After this, you have to write result. Okay. So in result, please write down from the species curve, from species area curve, from the species area curve, maximum number of species were found in which area? Now, tell me, looking at the graph, please tell me in which particular area you got maximum number of species.
40 into 40, ma'am.
From 40 to 40, you have got maximum. After 40, it was at constant. Clear? So at 40 into 40 centimeter square, you found out maximum number of organisms being found. Got it, students?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
The species which makes the constant at a particular graph, we can call in that specific area the population or the density of that species will be more. We can call it density also, right?
Yeah.
Population or density?
Yeah,
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
that is why I changed the terminology. Okay, did you all understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
My communication, the way of teaching is all clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Very good.
Very
Yes,
good.
ma'am. Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
It's clear, ma'am, but your net
Are you all
connectivity is slow.
comfortable with it?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry?
Very
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
comfortable. Very
Your
comfortable.
communication
The
is
speed is
clear,
okay.
but the view of the board is very, I mean, bit blurry. We can't see the board
Little
clearly.
blurry.
Blur.
The
Okay, the
board is very
technical
blurry.
issues is fine. Those technical things, we'll consider them. But the way I am teaching and all that, are you comfortable with it?
Perfect, ma'am.
Yes,
Very
ma'am.
good.
Ma'am, now
Yes,
do we
ma'am.
have to
Clear.
write this in the record book?
Yes, ma'am. It is good.
Okay. So now what are you supposed to do is, I request you all to mute yourself, please. Bharati, please mute yourself. Okay. So what I request you to do is, please take a record book and exactly write whatever we have done in the class. Clear? Don't fill the tabular column. Don't fill the graph sheet. Don't design the quadrant, because here we just gave the example. Next class, when you are visiting to the college, we have to do the experiment in the college and then record the readings. Clear? To explain you, I just gave you some random readings so that it is easy for you to understand. Write all the theoretical parts, draw the tabular column, draw the quadrant design, keep a graph sheet ready in the experiment, but please do not do anything in that. Don't fill the tabular column, don't fill the quadrant design, and draw the quadrant design, but don't fill the species in it, and do not fill the graph sheet. So when you're visiting the college next time, your record should be completed, because as I said, I am very much particular with record books. The moment I finish the experiment, it should go into your record. And before time, it has to be corrected. Clear? And the record book should be a well-maintained book with all the bind and label. Fill your index, fill your experiment number, your name, experiment number, page number, everything you fill it, keep it up to date, apart from filling the tabular column, graph sheet, and the quadrant design. Second important thing is, tabular column and quadrant design should come on the plain side of the record. The other theoretical part should go on the rule side of the record. I am repeating, quadrant design and tabular column should come on the plain side of the record, and the other theoretical part should go on the rule side of the record. And third more important thing is, when you are pinning or pasting the graph sheet should also be on the plain side, not on the rule side. Clear?
Understood, ma'am.
Yes, clear.
Yes, ma'am.
If
Yes,
in
ma'am.
Yes,
case,
ma'am.
as madam said, you are not able to come to this particular center, go to any other center, record the readings from there, and then fill into your record. But the ones who are visiting this center, when you come to the next class, please carry your records so that they are corrected beforehand.
Ma'am, how many pages notebook do we have to get?
Sorry?
Is there any specific number of pages of record book we need to get?
Please maintain a 200-page record book.
Okay.
And it should
Every
be
subject,
properly binded.
every lab course, ma'am.
Sorry?
Ma'am, how many practicals are we going to do?
For my subject, one practical, that is environmental science practical.
So, ma'am, we need only practical book as we use in 9th, 10th or +1, +2. Same thing we
See,
have
you
to.
have some 15 to 16 experiments, and all those experiments will be going in the practical record.
Ma'am,
Apart from practical record book, you should also have a notebook wherein the theory classes notes will be going in that notebook.
ma'am, this class is for how many days?
I don't know about that. Dr. Hemalata will be telling you whatever it is.
Okay.
So the next
Ma'am,
section
do
will
we
start
have
at
to?
1:30. Next
So,
session is
ma'am,
starting at 1:30 in the same link probably. So please attend the class. We'll be doing another experiment in the next session.
so ma'am,
Yeah?
in
Madam,
theoretical
correct.
part, we need to write the experiment name, then procedure, requirements, all this we have to write.
Yes, everything. Whatever you wrote in the observation book right now,
And
like
result,
that, everything should go there.
okay. Up to result we have to write, or
Yes,
up
up to
to,
result.
okay, fine.
Ma'am,
Okay?
do we have to write the
Madam,
procedure as per manual?
excuse me.
Everything should be written. Procedure we did not write in the observation book right now, but it is there in the manual guide. Please follow that.
This video recordings can be sent to us.
I don't know about that. Pass Dr.
Last question. Do we need to write the procedure in the record book?
Yes. You
Okay.
should write the procedure and follow the procedure of the manual which is sent to you.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, so next session will start at 1:30. So please do attend the class.
Can you repeat
Okay,
the
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Ma'am, how
Thank
many
you so
sessions
much,
do we have
ma'am.
today?
2
How
sessions.
many? Only two. Okay. Ma'am, tomorrow also two, ma'am.
Yeah.
Tomorrow
Thank you
different
so much,
practicals or
ma'am.
same?
My subject only. Which means
Okay,
same.
okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am. This way, in one
Yes.
session, we'll be able to complete one experiment, right?
Yes.
So we can complete this practical MEV 011 in 7 days, 7 or 8 days.
How many have I complete? Please put them in your record books.
Ma'am, can you repeat the experiment
Yes,
name?
yes, madam. Hema Malini here from Regional
Yes, ma'am.
Center. All the students, please just follow the instruction given by madam. All these questions, no, when you attend next week, Saturday in the college, I'll answer all the questions. Whatever now madam giving the instruction, you do that. And each practical madam is handling, and whatever the number of experiments and all, it is given in the practical manual. Madam will complete the experiments, and next week we will discuss all these things, please. Okay, 1:30 the next session. All of you please join. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you.
so
Ma'am,
much,
can I
ma'am,
come to
for your
college tomorrow?
guidance.
Ma'am, attendance.
Attendance will be recorded, sir. This is recorded. No, attendance will be recorded here only online. Everything
Ma'am,
is there with the names and all. It will come, sir.
ma'am, one more doubt. Do we have classes on Monday?